Agelocer's Moonphase has always felt like an interesting piece of performative theatre. It certainly looks the part, but the main criticism has always been the same. It's just a disc on a modified date wheel and not a true Moonphase. This one though is different. It's more technical and more accurate. But is it actually any good? Let's find out. Oh, and I got this watch sent to me for free, but as always it'll be packed up and added to my membership giveaway pile. So if you fancy a chance of grabbing this and every other watch I give away, then please consider joining my membership by hitting the join button below the video. And while you're there, a like and subscribe would be amazing. Anyway, let's get on with the review. First impressions, this is a tidy package. The box feels properly upmarket with a subtle embossed design on the outer finish rather than being some generic packaging. The design features some of their Horological Award wins, although the words New York and Great Design 5 stars appear on the pattern as if they've just been picked out from a random review on AliExpress and stuck on there. The watch carries the same feel. It's not dainty and there's a reassuring bit of heft. It's solid and weighty but not over the top, which adds to the sense of quality. The finishing is excellent. It's not flashy for the sake of it, just well-judged brushing, beveling and polishing that genuinely holds its own against far more expensive Swiss pieces. The dial is cool too. You can see the familiar Moonphase inspiration, but there's enough originality in the design, material choices and finishing to stop it feeling like some sort of cheap replica. There's as many colour options as you'd want, including rose gold and yellow gold coloured metals, olive green and black dials, and this one, my pick, this grey on stainless steel combination. But for me, flipping the watch over is where you'll find the creme de la creme of this piece. A well decorated movement which I believe is a modified Hangzhou 7200A. But it's smooth in execution and decoration and finished with gold fill typography that looks proper classy. Specs include a 40mm stainless steel case, 47mm lug-to-lug and 10.7mm thick. Sapphire crystal on the top and bottom, a push-pull crown and screw-down caseback offering 50 metres of water resistance, a calfskin suede leather strap, and that movement offering a Moonphase complication, 28,800 vibrations per hour sweep, and an 80-hour power reserve. It's currently around £390 on Agelocer's website, high for a Chinese watch, but judged against what it offers and its Swiss competition, the value looks strong, at least on paper. I like what Agelocer have done with the dial. It's finished in a soft, almost frosted silver grey texture. It's really subtle, but it catches the light just enough to keep your eye on it, never so much that it feels flashy. And that pretty much sums up the whole dial. It comes across as classy rather than attention-seeking, and the quality is doing the talking instead of relying on visual gimmicks. There's some nice depth to it as well. A slightly sunken centre, then a structured outer ring with a clean railroad track and sharp applied markers. I like how restrained it all is. The entire watch sits on this monotone grey palette, and it's the textures, light and shadow doing the expressive work, rather than colour or decoration. The hands are slim, polished and sword style. They're nothing weird, but nothing to get excited over either. Overall, it leans modern rather than traditional. It still references history, but in a much cleaner, more contemporary way. The interesting bit, though, is the Moonphase. Rather than a fixed little window, the moon disc actually tracks across behind the dial, with a sunken inner circle acting as a mask that reveals the changing phases as it moves through. It's a far more integrated way of doing a Moonphase, so it becomes less of a decorative add-on and more part of the dial's architecture. And that change isn't just visual. Agelocer say the movement has been modified with its own reduction gearing, so the Moonphase completes a full cycle every 29.51 days, giving a quoted accuracy of about a day's error every 4 years. That's obviously nowhere near the several £1,000 perpetual Moonphase territory. But within the world of affordable mechanical Moonphases, it's a genuinely clever step up from the standard 31-day setups you usually find. They've paired it with a proper 80-hour power reserve as well, which makes sense for the kind of watch this is. You can take it off on a Friday, leave it all weekend and it's still running and still accurate on Monday morning. But the part I was most excited about was the moon itself. It promises loom, and honestly, it deserves loom. I was expecting something dramatic, a proper glow that hangs up till the sun comes up. Instead, this is what you get. I'm filming this in a completely dark room straight after a heavy blast of UV light, and it's still underwhelming. To be honest, they may as well have not bothered. Which is a real shame because it's such an easy fix. On the bright side, at least you won't be woken up in the night by wolves howling at your nightstand. So, the case. But first, story time. For what it's worth, I like to wear review pieces for at least a few days before writing anything about them. But the other day, I had a major electrical fault in my car, which involved tracing wires through the engine bay, pulling out half the dashboard and squeezing my arm through 90-degree angles, all covered in dirty grease, oil, sharp metal, brittle plastic, blood, sweat and tears. It wasn't until I was putting everything back together that I remembered I had this watch on my wrist the entire time. So it's taken an unexpected beating, probably more than any watch of this style will ever take. And I'm happy to report it still works, still looks great, and will be a confident companion on your next full moon werewolf battle. My car, on the other hand, also works again, for now. The case itself is a simple rounded shape with a polished bezel and fine brushing across the tops of the lugs. Down the sides it's mostly straight brushing, but the very top and bottom edges are picked out with thin polished accents. It's all very straightforward, but competently done. Contemporary in design with a slight classical twist which fits the dial nicely. The push-pull crown is small, but well knurled and easy to grip, finished with a neat four-leaf pattern that's actually quite well executed. Up top there's a low-profile, slightly domed sapphire crystal keeping everything clean and slim. Flip it over and you get a clear view of that 27 jewel movement through the sapphire caseback. And visually, it's doing a good job. The decoration on the top plate is tasteful rather than excessive, while the lower plate carries pearl arch that's almost certainly machine applied, but still looks good. Now, let's address the obvious bit. Agelocer calls this an in-house movement, but the architecture looks very close to the Hangzhou 7200A to feel like a pure coincidence. They've clearly carried out their own modifications for the Moonphase gearing, but calling it a fully in-house feels a stretch. That said, it may simply be lost in translation, and in fairness, it's still a solid movement with a meaningful modification at a sensible price. And we've all seen far more established brands present this level of tweaking as something entirely new to point fingers in just one direction. It wears well on my 6¼ inch wrist, but this does feel like the absolute maximum size I personally want to go with for this style of watch. That being said, giving the dial that extra bit of space does help it become the clear focal point, so I'm actually fine with it overall. The case itself is very comfortable with no sharp edges anywhere, and genuinely comes across as a premium quality bit of construction rather than something trying to fake it. The strap choice complements that nicely as well. It feels like decent quality calf skin, and I really like the suede finish because it stops the watch drifting too far into formal dress territory, and instead keeps it sitting comfortably in that smart casual everyday space. It's subtle straight out of the box with no real break-in time needed, and even the polished buckle gets the little 4-leaf engraving detail, which is a small touch but a nice one. Overall, this just feels like a competent grown-up watch. The design feels properly thought through, the finishing and colour palette feel considered, and nothing really lets the side down. There isn't anything that immediately screams cost-cutting. Even the Lumen marketing, they just feel like mistakes, and both very easily rectified. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.